All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Real Talk. I pray y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High all the honor, glory, and all the praise. My title now says the Zika disease, and etc. etc. I've been having a lot of emails about this Zika disease, but what I want to do in this video is kind of take this on another step further than what everybody else is talking about and tie it in, from a spiritual standpoint. Because I want to say this before I get started. If you believe everything that the media is showing you, you are really lost. Some people love to look at the news all day, every day. And after a while, if you keep looking at the same thing and you believe it, after a while it's going to really start to mess with your mind. And it's going to keep you in fear. Because we all know who CNN, Fox News, all of this is owned by. And once again, y'all hear me say this all the time, their job, is to promote fear. The media loves to promote fear. All of these diseases, what do I think about Zika? If you saw my old video on Ebola, when I talk about HIV, you name it, sickle cell, all these diseases, then you're going to understand this video. And you understand already that this is a setup in the NWO. A lot of people think a lot of these diseases and drugs and all this stuff just got over here because of what the media tell you. But when you really do some serious studying, you'll know that a lot of these things have been over here, been put in place, and been man-made. What they've been making in these laboratories and how they be practicing on animals and humans. I mean, from what they put in the food to on down, you think about it. Because it's all a form of population control. Some of these things over here, you just not hearing about, and now it's done became a big distraction because it's the first time you have heard it. But once again, a lot of these diseases are being made in in laboratory, and the media never tells you the truth. Never tell you the truth. And anytime you promote a lot of fear, they know that faith and fear don't mix. So a lot of people gonna believe most of what they see in the first place before they even check out anything. That's why this world is in such a mess right now. But population control is what you see. This is why I want to tie this in with this Zika disease, because this is way bigger than just talking about a disease. The devil used all kind of tricks to get you confused, to keep you scared. And if you're not studying, and if you're not living what you are studying in the Most High's word, then you're going to be walking around operating in fear. And I'm telling you, man, that's a sad way to be. Now, population control. Why do you think they love abortion? Why do you think so many people don't want a card to kill these babies and the money that they make off of them? Why do you think they have birth control pills? Listen to what they call birth control. Some form of control to do what? Oh, you can have all the sex you want, but these pills are to stop the baby from coming in here. A control. New World Order. It's been around a long time now. They got all kind of stuff out now. The patches you can put on you. And the sad thing is, when you look at all these things they give you to take, they got too many side effects. They give the women the pills so they can keep from having all these babies. Or we could say babies out of wedlock. Like if you married and doing it right, amen. But look at how many people having babies born out of wedlock. You know. More people than babies are being murdered to keep them from coming into this world. Because they're already talking about getting rid of Social Security also. This is the system, y'all. The system that we are born into, live in, and then eventually die in it. That's why you got to operate the Most High system. It's totally different. But they know the majority of us are going to live by Satan's system. That's why the government is so wicked. So you start talking about diseases like Zika, it's just another form of something to help get rid of you. If you really look at Zika, what they say is targeting pregnant women. When the child is born, the child gonna be so messed up, have so many, problems wrong with the child. But they say there's no cure for it. Same thing they said about Ebola. And they showed what color people died from Ebola. Then they showed what people was cured from Ebola. But they first said it wasn't no cure. You see, it just keep on being a repeated cycle, just another type of disease. And some of us don't even catch this. We too busy being distracted by all this technology, things that we see in this world. This is the New World Order. And they said by 2025, if we still here, the world cannot handle no more people being born into it. It's over. The earth is overpopulated, they say. So when something is overcrowded, and your job now is to make it go down. So how do they do that? All these diseases, all these murders and killings. Put it in the food. I ain't gonna even tell you what they do to some of these inmates in prison. How they practice this on them. How you done killed so many people in prison with this here. It's all a part of control, my brothers and sisters. And when you look at this economy, you look at the layoffs, you look at where we sitting at right now. That's why anytime you can't get jobs and people getting laid off, the crime rate is gonna stay high. Form of control. That's why they want two men to get married, because they know two men can't produce children. That's why they want two women to get married, because they know two women cannot produce children. You still need the male seed. But what they doing in these laboratories is coming up with all kind of stuff. And been doing it for years, y'all. Their job is to get rid of people. Once again, through food, through sickness, through abortion, once again, through murder, through synthetic drugs. Look at all this. They don't even want you to use natural stuff no more. They want you to depend on pills for the rest of your life. Why? Because those pills make money. The synthetic drugs is probably $1 billion industry now. That's why they want you to have high blood pressure. They want you to have diabetes. They want you to have heart problems. They want your cholesterol to be high. Why? Because it's a money-making business, y'all. Remember the other day I said everything is a business. They don't want you to do what's natural, because that'll take away their money. And we so blind to this that we won't even change the way we eat. We won't even change the way we live. Most of us don't even want to hear truth no way. Well, all this stuff come from Africa. Let me ask you this, because I hear this all the time. Because when you look at how Africa was at first, did Africa ever have all those diseases? Or were those diseases planted over there? Wasn't Africa one of the richest? Or was that a lie? How do you go from having nothing to having all this diseases? I'm just asking the question. Was Africa ever, from back then at first, full of sickness? Or was all this stuff man-made in these laboratories? Now, once again, this Zika disease, they say it ain't no cure for it. They say it ain't really no medicine you can really take for it. Where did this Zika disease really come from? A lot of people, when they study, they say, hey man, like stuff like Ebola was already a long time ago. You got to understand, when sin happened with Adam and Eve, right then, at that standpoint, right there, we lost it. The land got what? Very messed up. It was handed over to the devil. That's why Satan is the God of this world. Yahshua said, my kingdom is not of this world. He put the Holy Spirit inside of you, and he said, you in this world, but don't be of this world. So that means you got to live against this world. Yes, you obey the laws of the land and everything until they go against the Most High's word. The problem with this is that too many people, once again, have been so used to living in the government system, which is Satan's system anyway. Child support, Section 8, WIC, you name it. They hand you that, and the more the government give you, the more the government can control you. Look at most churches, 501c3, being put up under the government because they're not going to live and do what Yahweh said. So once the government gets control of you, they pretty much own you in so many ways. They done became your God. See, this is bigger than talking about a Zika disease that they said ain't no cure for. That's just another way to promote you some more fear. Just like West Nile. Notice once again, it's in the mosquitoes, just like West Nile. Zika, it's in the mosquito. It's going to be in a buzzard next. It's going to be a sick bird again. It's going to be some type of swine bird flu again. It's going to always be something. And we be sitting up talking about, man, I don't want to get bit by that. We won't even look at where this stuff is really coming from. Let me say this because I'm talking from a spiritual standpoint. Satan causes sickness. Now, I can honestly say this too, that in the Bible, at times, the Most High would use sickness as a punishment. But when you start really studying, you got to look at who's the God of this world and who's causing. Let me say this, it's a difference between causing something to happen than allowing something to happen. Just like the Most High allowed Satan to do what he could on Job, except take Job's soul. The Most High allowed that, but Satan caused that. How did Satan have that much power to cause that? And people think the devil can't mess with the weather. You hear me oftentimes say Satan is in control, but Satan he's not in charge. See, the Most High don't answer to nobody. He's in control of the God of this world because this is his world. But the Most High's world, the Most High's system is not the same as this. That's why he promised us something way better. You think the Most High system is all about letting a man marry a man, murder, little boys getting raped, drugs, diseases? Do that sound like the Most High's world system? No. You got to understand the difference between the two. That's why he promised us the new heaven on earth. This is the mess that's going to go away. And I can't wait. But Satan causes sickness. Satan causes HIV, Ebola, Zika, all this stuff. When you go back to Job 24, Job 2, and you get around verse 4 through 7, what do it say? Skin for skin. That's what Satan said. A man will give you all he has for his own life, but stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face. The Most High was showing Satan, you can't even get Job. Remember how many times the devil been wanting to worship, been wanting to glory. He's been trying to get the glory because he wanted to elevate himself higher than the Most High. That's why he had to go. Told Job just only serving you and being obedient because you what you do for Job. So the Most High said, do what you want to do. The Most High said to Satan, he in your hands, but you must spare his life. Satan couldn't win. Satan afflicted Job with pain. Look at them sores. Look at what happened with his finances. Look at what happened with his children. They all died. But look at what Job got back in the end. Because Satan is not in the healing business. Satan is an accuser. He loves to afflict us with misery and diseases. How else he gonna really get us? Evil spirits. Let's say this because it's very important to point this out. These demonic spirits, evil spirits, are always associated with diseases. When you look in the Bible at so many people that our Savior healed, you can see about 30% of his healings that was recorded in the Bible, especially in the Gospel of Mark, they involve what? Demons. Look at the woman that had all the demons. Look at that. Sickness comes from our enemy. Demons, them devils and demons cause that. See what I'm saying? How many times did he heal demons out of somebody? Sickness out of somebody? Once again, it's a difference between causing something to happen and allowing something to happen. You got to ask yourself right now, is the Most High causing all these things, or is the Most High allowing these things? Once again, look at how many of these diseases are what? Man-made. Man-made. Look at the biggest killers right now. Diabetes. Ooh, cancer. Breast cancer. Lung cancer. Colon cancer. Cancer. This stuff never was at first. In the Bible, you may saw something like, what we call it, leprosy, or cerebral palsy, and the Most High would heal. But now, look at how many diseases is on this land right now. Heart attacks, heart failure, strokes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Because mainly, we won't change what we eat. We done got so used to being put on pills that we would never use what the Most High already put it for us to be healed with. These are your biggest killers now. Cancer. Most of these diseases are man-made. Look at what they put in food. Look at what they put off in this meat, especially beef. And you think you eating a hamburger and you really don't know what you eating. Then you go to Jack in the Box or Taco Bell and look at that meat that's mixed. It don't even look right, don't smell right. And when you go use the restroom, the show don't come out right and smell right. Because you don't really know what you putting in your temple. Cancer is the leading cause of death worldwide, y'all. Look at how many people done died from cancer. And then they want you to take these shots. You don't know what's in these vaccines. Take the flu shot. You got to ask yourself, all these vaccines, all these things they're coming up with, are they helping or are they killing us? Scientists right now in these laboratories creating new incurable diseases right now and been doing it. And once you look at what the government is really doing, who's behind the government? Who is the government? Who is the Antichrist? Who is the fake Jews? Who got all the money? Who's using all this stuff to have that population control? Let me say this because I love my veterans out here. Look at what they did to our own veterans. For how long? Look at how many. Look at all the chemicals used back then in the Gulf War, and then they was transported there by the United States. Go back to Desert Storm troops. They sprayed that bacteria mess. So many veterans came back messed up in their mind. Messed up. Once again, like I said earlier, what they done to a lot of prisons, trying different medicine on them. Because they know that your tax dollars is what's paying for them prison beds, going to the inmates. And now you got all these private penitentiaries. Once again, prison is a business. And if it start getting too overcrowded, then you got to kill off some people. They started doing stuff you don't even hear. I'm talking about stuff you don't even hear about. Most people don't even want to know. because they practice and practice and practice. Why am I saying this? Because disease is a weapon. Using diseases is a weapon. Just like last video I said, using racism is a business. Diseases is a business. Religion is a business. War is a business. Whatever you name is pretty much going to be a business. And they have been using diseases as a weapon for I don't know how many centuries now. So when you look at what they've done to their own veterans, and they came back messed up in the mind. Why? So you can be diagnosed as bipolar, schizophrenia. Why? So they can once again now give you another form of a drug, or a drug not that can cure you, but a drug that's supposed to control you. You ever notice with all these drugs, though, none of them cure you. All they do is put you in some kind of control, help control it. That's why bipolar people never heal from being bipolar unless you come into the Most High's Holy Spirit. Synthetic drugs don't stop a spiritual battle. Chemical trails. Look at HARP, as we talked about a while back. Look at what they shoot into the atmosphere. Why? Because Satan plays a big part of the weather. The Bible told us in Ephesians 2:2 that he is the prince and the power of the air. Because everything that Satan does is through the spiritual atmosphere. But what you see now is these demons. Everything you see now is being done by demons through mankind. But you've been distracted by all this technology now and all the entertainment that's around. Because we too busy looking at reality shows, World Star, Hip Hop of Atlanta, this show, American Idol, all this stuff. We too busy in our cell phones. We're doing all this stuff that's distracting us. That's why most of us don't know what's going on right now. Most of us don't know what went on in the beginning, and that's why we so lost right now, and we don't even know what's going to happen in the end because we ain't studying. But not all of us. This technology and this entertainment keeps you overlooking what they doing, really. I'll close with this. You ever wondered in the Bible why the Most High said he would tell his prophets before he do anything? Back in Amos 3, verse 7, I'm going to always tell my prophets before I do something. Why? So they wouldn't think that the Most High was the one doing all this stuff. You ever notice now the Most High get blamed for everything? Because most people don't even know Yahweh. They don't know the way. They don't know his system. So what they look at the media, and then they so quick to say, oh man, God is angry. God done did this again. Which God you talking about? Celebrities and all kind of people get on stage and say they thank God. Which God are they serving? Which God are they talking about? So when you look at all this and then ask me about a Zika disease, remember back in what is that, Matthew 24, when Yahshua warned us about all this stuff that was coming. He told us about diseases, pestilence on the land, sickness, earthquakes in different places. But one thing most people didn't catch, he never said he was the one that was the cause of that. He told us to look out for it. He told us about the birth pains and the beginning of sorrows, and that's why people keep talking about he coming soon. Look at how long soon I'm being, because we keep skipping over the beginning of sorrows. Every year somebody set a rapture date and talking about he coming quickly, when they're not looking at what he said that's going to happen before he came. And you don't even know when he coming. None of us know that. That's why when I look at all this stuff, every time something big happens, the Lord on his way back. Preacher tell you that, then he beg you for all the money you can get. Not all preachers though. If he coming back that quick, why you asking me for all this money? You can't take it with you. That just got to go to show you how lost we are. So yeah, this Zika disease, just like Ebola, all this stuff was planted you know, just so you can stay lost once again. You don't even hear nobody even talking about Ebola no more. You ever notice one thing with the media? You hear about certain stuff, and then it just look like it's wiped under the table. You don't even hear about it again because they're coming with something new. Because it's a what? New world order. So that means new things gonna always keep getting put in play to keep you lost. Promoting fear will make people jump a part of that system because they scared. That's my time. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day.